You've probably heard about the green rush sweeping the nation. Although the cannabis plant is still federally illegal, in the 29 states plus DC where it is legal for adults or medical use, businesses are now legitimately growing it, selling it, and everything in between. You may think these businesses are swimming in profits, but what you may not know is that they're being taxed at an insanely high rate thanks to a little thing called Section 280E of the IRS Tax Code, making tax season for a cannabis business owner a real bummer. Imagine paying an effective tax rate 3.5 times higher than the business next door to you because you were forbidden from taking normal business deductions, such as payroll, rent, and other common costs of doing business. Cannabis dispensaries and cultivators are paying an effective tax rate of 70% or higher. By comparison, the corporate tax rate established by the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017 is 21%. The effect of this is that licensed cannabis businesses cannot invest as much in capital improvements or things like employee raises and benefits, hiring more employees, expanding operations, or giving back to the community. The disadvantages are numerous, from high turnover to higher prices, which drives customers back into the criminal market, and criminals don't file tax returns. So why does Section 280E exist? It's kind of a funny story. In a 1982 U.S. tax court case called Edmondson versus Commissioner, a meth dealer argued and was able to write off egregious expenses, including his telephone, car mileage, and personal entertainment expenses. Shortly after, Congress then amended the tax code to bar tax deductions for doing business connected to the sale of any Schedule I or II substance. Clearly, it was intended to penalize criminal market operators, not state legal compliant cannabis businesses. In today's world of state legal cannabis, this antiquated code is nonsensical and absurd. Cannabis remains a Schedule I controlled substance according to the federal government, so this penalty applies to licensed cannabis businesses that operate in compliance with state laws and regulations. This means real problems for state legal cannabis businesses who are staying compliant while attempting to grow. Meanwhile, it has no effect on illegal operations that don't file tax returns. Reforming Section 280E would result in a net increase in federal tax receipts over 10 years, meaning everyone benefits by reducing the tax burden on cannabis businesses, including the federal government. The bottom line is that the cannabis industry is thriving and growing in many ways, but we still have many hurdles to jump and barriers to navigate as we work toward being treated fairly, just like any other industry in America. It's also how the majority of American voters want to see us treated, including 82% of Trump voters. Overall, it's a cruel irony that these provisions don't apply to any other illegal businesses. Even a bank robber could write off the cost of their getaway vehicle. Meanwhile, cannabis businesses can't even deduct many of the costs incurred in staying compliant. Do you want to see 280E fixed so that the cannabis industry can thrive? Contact your members of Congress and ask them to support the legal small businesses that are successfully replacing the criminal marijuana market. To learn more, visit NCIA's website at www.thecannabisindustry.org.